Hello, and welcome to this edition of Psychic Tips, Tricks, and How-Tos, where it's all about helping you unlock your psychic potential. The topic of today's vlogcast comes from Nancy Staten in San Diego, California. And Nancy asks about psychic attacks. What are the symptoms of a psychic attack, and how do I know if I'm having one? My name is Dart Payment, and I'm a professional psychic medium and channel who is passionate about sharing with you how to accelerate your psychic abilities. So, if, like Nancy, you've ever wondered if you're under a psychic attack and what you can do about it, you're not alone. You know, I've been there myself. Sometimes having those negative, intrusive thoughts that come out of nowhere that you just can't let go, or you feel so tired or drained or just quite spacey. And nothing you do, you know, that Red Bull does not give you wings. Nothing you do cuts it. Let's take a look at exactly what a psychic attack is, because there's a lot of information out there on this topic that does not adequately describe its true nature. So what is a psychic attack? Well, a psychic attack occurs when your auric bubble or your energy field becomes negatively affected by dissident energy. That means dirty energy. And this energy can come from a multitude of energies all around you, from a stressful situation, or energies around a stressful relationship, or energies from an environment that you find yourself in day by day that's less than positive. And you know, sometimes the energy of a psychic attack can also be introduced purposely from someone who means you harm. But that won't be the focus of today's discussion. And if the energy was indeed purposely introduced, the techniques I share with you will still be of benefit. What happens then when a psychic attack occurs, the bioenergy container, which is the physical body, is exposed to intense negative energy over a long period of time. If you're in a space where there's a lot of fighting all the time, or perhaps even in a space at work where something horrible has happened, like perhaps there's a real huge fight and someone either got hurt or killed, these energies can affect you on a deep energetic level, especially if you're an empath. What then happens? Well, it makes you feel drained. You know, a psychic attack is a very draining energy. And one really good way of explaining this is by the principles of the laws of resonance in quantum physics. There's a documented experiment that easily describes how the law of resonance works. What the researchers did was put two perfectly tuned guitars in opposite corners of the room. What the researchers did next was pluck the string in the key of E to one of the guitars in one corner. And what occurred was that the guitar string in the key of E on the guitar in the opposite corner of the room also vibrated. And you know, I love this example of resonance because it's so easy to replicate and to understand. Quite literally, what happens if your energy container or your bioenergy is resonating low levels of energy, your bioenergy will entrain to that lower energy much quicker than somebody who keeps their bioenergy resonance vibrating at a place of love and above. But that's what a psychic attack basically is, a negative energy intrusion in your bioenergetic body. And if you're not aware that this is occurring and it continues to occur over and over and over, then you're going to feel the negative effects of that exposure. It's kind of like being exposed to radiation. If you're in a field of radiation and you don't know it, the symptoms are going to come upon you slowly. And then when it takes a hold of the vibrations in the physical body, it's going to cascade your energy downwards, manifesting into illness. So what then are the symptoms of a psychic attack? Well, let me share with you 3 common symptoms of a psychic attack. And not everyone may have these symptoms, but I want to share with you the most common from my experience. And the first is lack of energy. And it's just feeling, once again, completely drained. You just have no energy. You lack enthusiasm. You feel tired all the time. Your head feels like it's in a fog. And of course, tiredness can also be because you didn't sleep, right? But more often than not, it has more to do with a person being in an energetic environment that no longer serves them. The second common symptom is negative, intrusive thoughts. I had a friend that came to me and she said, Dar, I don't get it. I just don't understand it. I go to work and I just have these really horrible negative thoughts about hurting one of my coworkers. And I'm not that way at all. Is there something wrong with me? And what we found out was that she was working in a toxic workplace. Toxic workplaces are full of negative energy. What I shared with her was this. This could be all about a psychic attack. Let me share with you some ways that you can psychically protect yourself to make this go away. I then shared with her a few techniques, which I'll share with you in a few minutes to help her do just that, to protect her energy body. And then after that, I gave her what's called an etheric energy cleanse. And the day after the cleanse, she said she went to the office, did what I shared with her to do to keep her bioenergy shielded, and said, Dar, I felt like a new person. And it was the weirdest thing because this coworker that I wanted to harm before actually was nice to me, and we had a really wonderful day together. We ended up talking, and she shared with me that she's leaving the company and going to another, and she gave me some information if I wanted her to join her. So I'm telling you guys, that's what happens when you change your resonance or your vibratory offering. Because when you vibrate at a higher rate, the things around you will vibrate upwards too. Now, the third symptom of a psychic attack that is also very common is unexplainable aches and pains in the physical body. This is one of those things where you just don't know what's going on. You feel sick. You have body aches or headaches without any medical reason. You may even go to the doctor and they find nothing. And this is one of the signals of clogged energy in the bioenergetic body. Headaches and body aches obviously can be brought on by many things, but more often than not, it's caused by stress. And there are a lot of ways that you can actually protect yourself from feeling so stressed out and not being able to handle these things, because the truth of the matter is that you do have the ability and the power to keep your bioenergetic reservoir, your energy body, your aura, whatever you want to call it, alive and humming. So how do we do this? How can you protect yourself from a psychic attack? The number one thing, and I know you hear this all the time, is to sage or smudge your area, whether it's your workspace or your living space. Yes, and that means getting some stinky smoke from sage and distributing that smoke around your environment. But smoke is not always conducive in a workplace. So the other thing you can do is use essential oils. Basically just place a few drops on a cotton ball and put them around in your living space. Or you can even get a Ziploc baggie, put a cotton ball inside with 1 or 2 drops of an essential oil of your choice, where you can basically open the bag and take a huge whiff as needed. Here are a few other things you can do as well. The first thing I would suggest is to learn to shield your energy body. And shielding your energy body is super simple. All you do is imagine yourself engulfed in a huge, bright bubble of light. I generally use a brilliant bubble of white light, but you can use whatever color you want. Use whatever feels right and works for you. The second thing is whenever you're feeling down and tired, confused, and negative, is take a look at what's good in that situation and then ask yourself that same question. What's good about this situation? And this is something I learned from one of my mentors, Tony Robbins. And here's the thing, if the thought comes back, nothing, then you ask the second question. If I did know what's good about this situation, what would that be? Just simply reframing the situation and finding some good in it will really help your energy vibration lessen And whatever stress you're feeling at that time and place, lessen as well. The third thing is initiating a loving kindness practice. And this is something else I do on a daily basis. What I essentially do, if I find myself in a position where I come across somebody whose energy is less than helpful, perhaps they're tired, maybe my partner is grumpy that day, etc., I ask myself the question, what else can this mean? And like I just said, the other person can be grumpy or tired, or perhaps I could be tired. And when I reflect on this, I just tell Infinite Love, thank you for sharing this with me. And then I send love and light to myself and to the other individual. The fourth thing you can do, that I often do as well, is just to have a little chat with your spiritual team. Something like, hey man, what's going on here? Give me some insight here. Thank you. And immediately without a pause, at least in my experience, my spiritual team share with me exactly what I need to know. And then finally, the fifth thing you can do is to just make sure that you keep your physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental hygiene humming. That means having a regular practice of self-care, cleaning your mind, cleaning your body, cleaning your spirit. And obviously, physical cleanliness is really important here as well. And also exercising, moving your body. That's really important, as well as hydrating, drinking plenty of water. But what's really important is your spiritual hygiene, which includes meditation and journaling, channeled writing, and basically spending some time with your spiritual team in whatever way that's comfortable for you. Those are the symptoms of a psychic attack, and I shared with you some really simple tips that you can use to stave off any type of negative energy coming your way. So there you go, Nancy in San Diego, the symptoms of a psychic attack and how you can prevent it, or if you're in the midst of one, how to turn it around. If you enjoyed this vlogcast, I invite you to like and subscribe, and I'll make sure to give you more tools, tips, tricks, and how-tos to help you live the psychic life. This is Dar Payment wishing you blessings, love, and light.